Well, hello everybody. I'm going to do a review on this TACKLIFE T8 Max Jump Starter, which is a portable booster to jumpstart your vehicles, lawnmowers, things like that. I purchased this from Amazon for $99.97, free shipping to the door. I had narrowed this down between the TACKLIFE T8, which you see here, and the NOCO Boost Plus GB40. Both of them have a 1000 amp peak on them. I went with this one for a multitude of reasons, and I'll get to that as the video progresses. I just received it, just got it out of the box. The only thing I've done was remove the jumper pack from this little piece of plastic. Hadn't got any of this out yet, so we're going to kind of explore this together. At first glance, they should make these finger holes a little bit bigger because it's extremely difficult to get out, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. The T, or the NOCO, didn't come with a case, it just came with a bag. And a lot of the people, when I was reading reviews and whatnot, were complaining about it, the light turning itself on, and when you had it in a backpack or whatnot. Now, I've been getting out my jumper cables for years. You know, I've had one of the old school packs, you know, that you'd charge in your house that had some kind of a battery in it, but it wasn't lithium ion. The case itself is nice. Carry handle. It weighs about 3 pounds, as you saw it. Manual, we'll get into that a little bit. Warranty card. Let's see what we got here. We'll leave this for last. I do believe the reviews that I'd looked at and read, this boost button right here was black and small and hard to push. This is orange and it's easy to get a hold of. They're kind of small, little adequate. Other people were complaining potentially about using side post terminal batteries like in GM vehicles like that. I can see where that might be an issue. They're not extremely stiff, but they should do the job. I'll check that on my truck, even though I have top post available on it as well, to see how well that holds on. This has protective circuitry in it. A couple indicator lights we'll get into. It came with a wall adapter to charge it. Now the NOCO came with a car adapter to charge it, but I don't see that it comes with the wall adapter, the wall wart like this. I can always get one of those if I want to charge it in my car. Comes with this lighter accessory for using like maybe an air pump, or in my case, I like this because occasionally we go camping and we sleep on one of those inflatable beds, and the air pump I have for it is the cigarette lighter type, so I have to fill it up at the car and drag it to the tent. Even though you can get those in battery operated units, I don't like dealing with batteries, so this can do that. And of course the charging cable itself, no big deal there. Another thing I liked about this one is I believe the NOCO only had 2 USB ports. I'm not sure if they were fast charging. This has 2 9 volt, 5 volt / 9 volt, so if your phone or tablet or whatnot can do fast charging, you could take advantage of it there. Under this cover, from what I know, is where we're going to plug in the cables. Go ahead and get rid of this right here. Okay, let's see if it's got any juice in it. You're supposed to charge it before use, but we're not going to. It looks like I've got 75%. There's 4 bars on here. Press and hold. Get a light on the front. I believe it has a few modes. And I believe an SOS. Yeah. Press and hold should turn that off. If you're broke down on the road, you can press this button here and hold it for a moment. Use that as a signal indicator. Turn that back off. And it should shut off on its own. You can't really just turn it off, from what I understand. So that's where this will go. Like I said, 2 USB ports. There's where you would plug in for charging. It looks like a micro USB. Yeah, I believe so. And I'm not sure the specs on this. I can't really read it. The writing's too close, but that. Alright guys, well I needed to make a correction on the last clip. I'd said that the NOCO was including 2 USB ports. I believe it only has 1. I wanted to make that correction, and that's why I leaned towards this TACKLIFE T8, because it does have 2. I do not know if the NOCO is fast charging or not. You'd have to look on your own. Secondly, I'm pretty sure it does not come with this adapter here, which in my case is fairly important to me because I want to be able to use it with the 12-volt accessories you could use in your car. Thirdly, I'm pretty sure it does not come with this wall adapter, but rather it comes with the cigarette lighter adapter, so you would have to use your vehicle to charge it or find one of these if you have laying it around. For all that money being equal in price, I went this direction, and then of course the case itself. Now the unit itself feels substantial and rugged. It is stiff. No complaints there. It just feels like quality when you put it in your hand. Of course, that's subjective. I particularly don't care for videos where people just read specs and stuff like that, because I can find specs out on my own. But I am going to talk a little bit about these beyond that, because you kind of need to know what you're getting for the application you want to use. For example, this is a 1000 amp peak. Now they're touting all gas engines up to any engine, gas, and 6.5 liter on diesel. I don't have a diesel, but I do have V8 engines. They have smaller units, which I think they're 800 amp or 600 amp peak. That would be more in line for a 4-cylinder or a 6-cylinder vehicle. So I went with 1000 for that. So be mindful if you go looking around to buy one of these, you get one that's capable of doing what you want. And if possible, budget-wise, go ahead and get one beyond what you need, and you'll have a better chance of it working for you when in fact you do need to use it. Let's move on to the warranty. I thought this was a little bit strange. It says a 30-day money-back warranty, full refund. And then from 30 days to 3 months, they're stating that they'll replace the defective unit and the manufacturer will give you a new one. You'll receive a 3-month warranty, an extra 3-month warranty if you register on the website. I won't be doing that, but you might want to take advantage of that. But the odd part here is 3 to 24 months. Seems like a 2-year warranty. It says within 24 months, we will provide timely and effective online after-sales service after your purchase. Take that with a big grain of salt. I do not know what that means, but that's what that is. Alright, well I talked away and didn't hit the record button, so I'm shooting this clip again. I'm sure it's going to be better than what I'd just done anyway. Alright, just kind of moving into the manual. Obviously, if you want to charge it, you use these items, plug them together. I'm not going to go into detail on that. I believe it takes 3 to 5 hours, depending, to charge it. The indicator lights will come up and blink in 25% increments, and I believe when they're all blinking, it's finished. Moving into using it to jumpstart a vehicle, first thing you do is open this cover up. This connector is keyed. It can only go in one direction. Push that in there. It actually turned itself on. Hook these up in the correct polarity to the vehicle, and it's making some comments here. There's a red light and a green light here. This one is reverse polarity. This is the green light. It says correct underneath it. But if your battery is not completely dead, it should just jump start it. Green light on, connection is correct, and the circuit is working. Can be used as an emergency start. If the green light is blinking with a buzzing, the voltage of the vehicle battery is low. So then you press the boost button and wait for this green light to come on, and then within 30 seconds try to start the vehicle. If the red light is on with buzzing, you have reversed the polarity on your leads. You need to correct that, wait for the green light, and then try to jump it or press the boost button. And then it says no lights, no buzzing. The vehicle battery might completely damaged. That's an interesting China written sentence there. Please make sure the clamps are correct. Then press the boost button and start the car within 30 seconds after the light becomes solid. We're actually going to do a test with no battery and see if I can start a V8 engine using it for charging of tablets and whatnot. Plug it in, press the button, and they will charge. That's pretty much it in here. 4 to 5 hours to charge it. It does turn off on its own. It talks about how many charges you can get for your cell phone, depending. They say somewhere around 8. How many times can they jump the vehicle if it's full battery? Approximately 40 times. Don't know about that. They say 3 to 5 years lifetime in normal condition. How long does the battery last with it charged? 6 to 12 months, but they recommend charging it every 3 months. And it has a tiny little troubleshooting section and then some warnings. Be safe. Now, they don't say in this manual, but I'm pretty sure when you're in the boost function, it should be non-sparking when it's in regular mode. But if you hit that boost function, I'm pretty sure it overrides the circuitry, which would test for a battery, and these things are going to be live and active. We're actually going to test that right now. Okay, let's confirm my suspicions. Let's see if I'm accurate on that. I've got my meter out here. Get my leads hooked up. Okay, I'm showing little to no voltage right now. It is on, so I'm going to press this boost button. I don't know if you press and hold it, but let's see what happens. Turned right on, but look, now we've got 11.66 volts. So I was correct. If you are using the boost function, these cables are live, so you do not want to spark them together. You may destroy some circuitry in here. Who knows? There's no external replaceable fuse that I'm aware of. So let me hook these back up here. It's still active. This would be at the point where if you were jumping it with the boost function, you would hit it, and then you have to remove these. Well, it turned itself off. Went back stagnant. Let's turn it back on. Okay, so now we're back up to 11.6 volts. I need to charge it. So we just started the car. We're pulling these out. I assume we just disconnect this. I obviously lost the voltage there. Let me see if I can probe in here and see if we have anything still coming out. Yeah, we've still got voltage coming out of the unit right here. And this may always have voltage. I'll wait till that light turns off and I'll check that. Alright, well the unit has shut itself off, so let me get in here and see if I can see if it still has voltage without it being powered up at all. And yes, it does. It's got 11.67 here, constant, even though it's turned off. So my assumption is the relay that I heard snap is in here, and that's what lets that 12 volt bypass this and go straight out to the leads. So just a word of caution there, you know, be careful with it, don't spark your cables. If you use standard cables, you know what I'm talking about anyway. Alright guys, well we're going to take it out and do some real world testing with it. I've got a vehicle in front of my house that's been needing to be jump started for a couple of weeks now, but I was waiting for this box to come in so I could give it a fair shake. It is completely dead on the key, and I will show that. I've got many vehicles. They don't get moved all that often, so I'm constantly having to get out another vehicle and break out my jumper cables and stuff like that. That's where this is coming into play to solve that problem for me. I can carry it out there, get something going, and move along. In many cases, if I'm going somewhere, I'll drive the vehicle to kind of let it charge the battery back up. In this case, I'll start it, I'll get it closer to my house so I can hook up my battery charger and charge it up that way, in lieu of pulling the battery out and bringing it into my shop. So let's get it underway. Alright guys, well in the next clip you're going to see me using it to jump start the car. I just wanted to forewarn you that when I ended up having to hit the boost button, the alarm went off on the car because the battery was so low. So I'm just giving you a heads up. I'm going to try to turn the volume down on the video in that section, but especially if you're wearing earbuds, you might get ready for that. Alright, well I'm sitting in the car and you can see I've got absolutely nothing here. No lights, no nothing. I'm shooting this off the hand, so I'll try to do my best. Car coming. Here we go. Let's see, I've just got it sitting here. I haven't pushed it on yet. Let me go ahead and turn it on. Cables are pretty short. Okay, I doubt this is going to work, but we're going to try it without hitting that boost button. No, nothing. So now let's try the boost button. Got another car coming, so. Oh, it scared me. Alarm went off. But you know what? It started it. Got the neighbors looking at me. Well, it worked. Got to be leery of the alarms, though, when the battery gets that low. Man, that scared me. Alright, well, wouldn't you know it, this one needed a jump as well. It did it, but I only had, well, by the time it was finished, I think I'm down to somewhere around 2 bars. It might be more like 1. But I've let it sit out here for a little bit. Let me see if I've got just enough residual to get it started back up. Yes, I do. I don't think you're really supposed to use them if they don't have more than 2 bars. Not real sure. Have to look into that one on your own. But we'll come out here and disconnect the battery. I've got that one just sitting there idling. But before I do that, let me check on these leads here. I was telling you about the side post. I don't know if you can see it, but my regular clamps I try to get right here on this round ring, not the little hex on the end. These will not fit up onto that ring. You may entertain modifying and taking out a chunk of this plastic to make it fit better, but I wouldn't recommend that. But they will go on there. This is a little bit more precarious over the top posts. But anyway, I will get this plus disconnected. These top post connections only feed out to a winch that's not there, so I'm going to disconnect this. Let's see how many bars we've got just for grins. Yeah, I've only got 2 bars. I'm going to try this anyway with the boost function. Hopefully the alarm won't sound. But I'll get this off and then we'll get connected and see if it'll start it without a battery. Alright, let's see if this is going to work. I had to use the negative side because I couldn't get a good connection with those coupled together. I also did have to charge it up, so now I've got 4 bars. Let's hit the boost and see if it'll start the truck. I've got a light underneath the hood. Here we go. Oh, it's almost there. Yeah, it did it. Alright guys, well I actually used it twice today. That first car I moved into my driveway. They're building a house next to me, so they were trying to get in and do some dirt work, so I had to move them back out, and I didn't put the charger on it last night. So it jumped twice today. We're going to see how much we have left here in a moment, but I want to try this. I'm just going to probe it with my meter. I don't have any accessories in here. I'm going to try to jump in here and catch that ground side and then get the center tap terminal in there and see what we get. I'm going to check it first without turning it on and make sure that it is not live by default. And it is not. So now let me turn it on. So we've got 4 bars even after those 2 jumps today. Got 12.37 volts. It should be around 12.4 at a full charge, so I've lost just a little bit with 2 jumps. Today I did not need to use the boost function to start that first car. Last thing I'm going to check here is just make sure that both of these USB ports on the side will actually do fast charging. So I've got my phone here. Just plug it in. Turn the unit on. Yeah, fast charging, 19%. Check the other port real quick. Fast charging, 19%. Good deal. Many of you may be wondering why I didn't go with the Viking from Harbor Freight. It's actually fairly well equipped with accessories and whatnot. Main reason, 450 peak amps. That's why I didn't go for it. I wanted something a little bit more robust, so I went with the TACKLIFE after weighing out the two. The complaints I would have about it are just simply this. The thing I'd read about these being extremely difficult on side terminal batteries, 100% accurate. They're very difficult to get on there, even getting on the end. Maybe you can see the wear in here. That is that ring I was speaking about when I was just trying to get on the hex out here. It contacts the ring as well, so you've got to try to get it right up towards the tip. But aside from that, no complaints whatsoever. The other minor thing I would note is it would be nice if these were maybe 4 to 6 inches longer, these leads. I was working in a well open area, and it's still a little bit difficult to get everything positioned. Some vehicles have the batteries, let's say, underneath the passenger seat in the car. So depending on how easy it is to access, your mileage may vary on that one. But overall, as of now, I'm completely satisfied with it. It's done everything I've asked it to do, and hopefully it will be lasting for the long haul. Check them out, do your homework, do your research. Thanks for watching, guys, and good luck.